Peace. What's going on, guys? Patrick, Conservative Rap, and in this video we're going to talk about narrative control. As the saying goes, whoever controls the narrative controls the people. And the media, as you may know, was historically referred to as the fourth branch of government. It's that powerful, right? That it's considered the fourth branch of government historically. And we're in an information war, as you may already know. Here's the proof. All right, this from NEWSWEEK. 70 Christians beheaded in a church. What we know. And one thing I want to point out, guys, is take note of how these are stories you may not simply have heard of at all. 70 Christians beheaded in a church. What we know so far. 70 decapitated bodies were discovered in a Protestant church in Kasanga, North Kivu, Democratic Republic of Congo. The victims, believed to have been taken hostage a few days prior, were allegedly beheaded by the Allied Democratic Forces, an Islamist group linked to ISIS. The incident's under investigation, with local sources suspecting the ADF and other armed groups. The DRC has faced ongoing violence, recent surges due to groups like the ADF and the March 23 M23 movement. The international community has condemned the attack and called for increased protection of civilians in the region. So here we're talking about straight Mortal Kombat, right? Fatalities against Christians by Islamic terror-affiliated Africans. This is not a Feed the Children campaign. This is not an Islamophobia campaign. This is not European aggression and colonization. This is sheer black on black, or in this case, African on African brutality. And so since there's not the same profit or agenda setting culpability, it's particularly interesting how noticeably absent this is from mainstream media. In addition to the non-racial issue, right? Because it's Africans on Africans, especially through the EU region, Islam is seen as the victim religion. The narrative there is that Muslims face bias and persecution and oppression, not the other way around. So critical thinking question, right? Where's the media outrage? Where are the campaigns? Where's the coverage? Where's the outcry? Where's the 800 numbers and the donation websites and all the celebrity noise? If a group of radical Christians went and did the same thing, what would we be hearing? What would we be seeing? As Libs of TikTok said, 70 Christians were found beheaded in a church in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They were reportedly hostage of the Islamist group ADF and ISIS affiliate. Why isn't the mainstream media covering this story? Next, from CBS, Alabama mass killer now accused of 14 murders in as many months may have even more victims, and we're walking down every lead. So there's this dude, Damian McDaniel, accused in Alabama of committing 14 murders between July of 2023 and September of 2024. His crime spree began after his release from prison in 2024 following a 2019 shooting conviction. McDaniel's alleged killings include the murder of Birmingham firefighter Jordan Melton in 2023 and January 2024 murder of 21-year-old Mia Nixon. In the the April killing of UPS worker Anthony Lamar Love Jr. Police believe McDaniel also committed mass shootings at Trendsetters Lounge in July 2024 and Hush Lounge in 2024, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries. Authorities continue to investigate potential links to other crimes. So this is an Alabama man, right? They don't say that he's black. They don't mention his race. They don't mention his motive. They don't mention his mental state. They don't mention his political affiliations in any way, shape, or form. So a not so critical thinking question, because it's obvious. Where's Al Sharpton? Where's Black Lives Matter? We're talking about a mass murderer, a terrorist. What would happen if a white dude went around offing random people like this? There's a comment I read in one of the articles I found on this, quote unquote, no mention of motive. If this was a case involving a white person killing 14 black people, it would be all over the news. There's a different standard for black on black killings, and that's not the way it should be. MAGA. All right, so narrative control, right? If you can't blame white people, there's no profit incentive from the racial grievance industry. The death of black lives only matters when they can use it to divide Americans. And finally, Exhibit 3 out of this mess, from the New York Post, not loving it. Crime-ridden McDonald's in New York City, a crime-ridden McDonald's in New York City has started carting people at the door. Brooklyn McDonald's, Nostrand and Flatbush Avenue, has been carding customers and barring those under 20 without a parent or an ID. This measure was taken after a group of teenagers were attacked by a security guard breaking a glass door. The restaurant, notorious for its frequent violence, has seen numerous incidents, including shootings, stabbings, and daily disruptive behavior from teenagers. In 2025 alone, there have been 29 calls to 911. So again, in 2025 alone, January and February, 29 calls to 911 from this specific location. Despite some outrage from young customers, others understand the necessity for police to limit violence. So in Brooklyn, you can't even get a burger without having to watch your back. You tell me, again, not so critical thinking question. Do the real problems and threats inner city youth face stem from systemic racism or the fact that they're not raised properly in their own homes? Do these children benefit from being taught with our tax dollars? They tax you and me to teach them that the country's fundamentally racist and the reason they're held back in life is because of slavery. It's pretty interesting. The McDonald's, as a company, failed to respond to the New York Post request for comment. Right? They don't even know how to deal with it because it's black youth and the race of like African American, like the issue at all. They don't know how to speak to it. So remember, if you control the narrative, you control the people. This is why Trump would go on to say, during his first term especially, the mainstream media is the enemy of the American people. They're so sick that the loss of life, the brutalization of innocent people across the globe, it's only significant enough to cover when it facilitates their own political agenda. We're in an information war, and they manufacture social outrage with selective coverage as one of their primary weapons. So what do you think? Comment below. Why do we hear certain news stories and not others? Were you aware of these before this post? Interested to hear your thoughts and look forward to more shortly. Thanks and take care.